Beginning, the fire in the sky. The night it happened, the skies over Arizona burned. Dr. Mara Ellison stood on the observation deck of the Kitt Peak Observatory, a coffee in her trembling hands, staring at what looked like a meteor storm. But the readings were wrong, too slow, too deliberate. They weren't falling. They were landing. Her assistant, Jacob, rushed to her side, eyes wide. That's not natural reentry. Those ships are braking, using atmospheric drag to control descent. Within seconds, military channels went dark. Civilian flights were rerouted. Satellites blinked offline. And in the span of minutes, the sky split open. The crash site spanned 4 continents. One, the largest, struck deep in the Arizona desert, miles from any city. Mara didn't wait for permission. She threw her gear into her Jeep and drove straight into the storm of fire. When she arrived, the desert was alive with electricity. The air shimmered with heat, and at the center of the crater sat a vast, broken ship, organic metal pulsing like a living heart. And inside it, she heard something, a low, pained cry. When she climbed through the wreckage, she found them, not monsters, not machines, but beings that looked almost human, though their skin glowed faintly with bioluminescent veins, and their eyes reflected light like deep water. One of them reached toward her, voice weak but filled with fear. "Help us." Mara hesitated, trembling. "You crashed. You're hurt." The alien blinked slowly. "We did not mean to come. We fled war." Those words changed everything. Middle, the refugees. Within days, the crash was contained by the U.S. military. But secrecy could only last so long. Rumors spread online. Videos of angels pulled from burning wreckage, men in suits sealing off entire regions, radiation warnings that weren't really radiation at all. Mara, as one of the first civilians on the scene, was forcibly brought into the containment effort. But the truth horrified her. These aliens, calling themselves the Xyren, were refugees. Their ship had been chased through a wormhole by a predatory race known as the Draxil, a civilization of merciless hunters who consumed worlds. The Xyren had come to Earth by mistake, broken, wounded, and out of fuel. And the Draxil had followed. Inside the crash site, Mara spoke daily with the leader of the survivors, a tall, calm being named Lyra, whose silver skin shimmered like moonlight. Lyra explained through a translator device, "We sought sanctuary. Your planet was not our goal, but it is alive. It breathes. We had no choice." Mara saw their desperation. They were dying, their bodies incompatible with Earth's bacteria, their nanotech damaged beyond repair. She begged the military to let them access human medicine, basic antibiotics, water, care. But she was met with fear. "They are aliens," said General Rourke. "You think they crashed by accident? What if it's a trick?" "It's not," Mara shot back. "They are refugees. We have a moral duty." "Our duty," the general cut her off, "is to Earth." But as the days passed, something extraordinary happened. One of the alien healers, guided by Mara's medical knowledge, managed to create a hybrid serum that stabilized their immune systems using human proteins. For the first time since the crash, the Xyren began to recover, and then they gave something in return. They repaired one of Earth's satellites. With their technology, it could scan entire continents for life signatures. They shared cures for viral strains that had plagued humanity for decades. They even purified desert water into drinkable streams. The world started to see them not as invaders, but as guests. Humanity divided. Some demanded the aliens be deported or destroyed. Others, led by scientists, called for their protection. The debate reached every news channel in government. And while humanity argued, something dark was coming through the wormhole. The first attack. It began as a ripple in the sky, a shimmer above the stratosphere, like heat on glass. Mara and Lyra stood outside the containment perimeter, staring up as streaks of black fire fell to earth. "The Draxil," Lyra whispered. "They found us." Moments later, radar stations went wild. Unidentified crafts entered Earth's orbit. Sleek, jagged vessels radiating crimson light. Their transmissions weren't warnings. They were demands. Surrender the Xyren refugees. This world is irrelevant. You stand between us and what is ours. Earth didn't stand down. For the first time in human history, nations united under one command. The United Earth Defense Fleet, hastily assembled from repurposed orbital stations, missile silos, and scavenged tech, took aim at the incoming threat. Lyra turned to Mara. "You cannot win. The Draxil destroy planets." Mara smiled grimly. "Then they'll find this planet bites back." The battle began. Over the deserts of Arizona, the first Draxil ship entered the atmosphere, and the world watched as human and alien soldiers fought side by side. The Xyren, despite their weakened state, taught human engineers how to adapt plasma shields and energy cannon from their wreckage. Human pilots, quick and fearless, flew fighter jets through Draxil formations, striking faster than the enemy could track. For a brief moment, hope surged. Then the largest Draxil vessel, the Devourer, descended. It wasn't a ship. It was a floating city, bristling with weapon spires, capable of tearing apart the crust of planet. The combined human fleet fired every missile, every railgun, every nuke. Nothing stopped it. Lyra's voice trembled. "They'll cleanse your world, as they did ours." Mara refused to accept that. She ran to the alien wreckage, the original Xyren ship, and searched its systems. There has to be something. A self-destruct, a fail-safe, anything. Lyra hesitated. "There is one way, but it would require a human host." "What does that mean?" "Our power source is biological, a quantum heart. It needs a living being to merge with it. It can turn the ship into a starborn weapon, but the host will not survive." Mara froze. "Then I'll do it." "No," said Lyra, eyes glowing. "You are not of our kind. The pain." "Pain means I'm still fighting," Mara said. "And if they take Earth, none of this matters." The sacrifice. Inside the ruined ship, the heart pulsed like a dying sun. It was pure energy, raw and alive. Mara stepped forward. Lyra placed a hand on her chest, her light flickering with sorrow. "Your courage honors your species. May the stars remember you." The heart fused into Mara's body, every cell ignited. She screamed as a vision shattered into galaxies. For a moment, she could see everything. The orbiting fleets, the burning skies, the fragile blue curve of Earth below. And then she became something more. The crashed ship rose from the desert, alive once more, its veins glowing through the sand. With Mara at its core, it ascended, energy radiating like a newborn star. The Draxil flagship turned its weapons toward her. Mara's voice echoed across frequencies, a voice not entirely human. "This planet is under our protection." She unleashed the heart. A beam of light ripped through the clouds, tearing through the Devourer in a single, blinding pulse. The explosion painted the stratosphere gold. Every Draxil ship disintegrated in orbit. Then the light vanished. The ship fell silent, drifting toward Earth like ash on the wind. Lyra reached out through the burning wreckage, calling her name, but there was no answer. Ending. The promise. Months passed. The skies healed. The Xyren helped rebuild cities, purify oceans, and teach humans how to harness clean energy from quantum core fragments left behind. A global alliance formed, the Human Xyren Accord, pledging that Earth will be a sanctuary for all peaceful life. But for Lyra, peace was hollow. She often stood at the crash site, staring at the stars, whispering prayers in her tongue. One night, a soft light shimmered above the desert. A faint pulse echoed across the sand, and in the ruins of the old ship, a figure appeared, familiar, yet changed. It was Mara, not human, not Xyren, something between. Her body radiated faint light, her eyes filled with galaxies. She smiled faintly. Guess the universe wasn't done with me. Lyra fell to her knees. You are the bridge. Maybe, Mara said, looking up at the stars. But next time someone crashes on Earth. She smiled wider. We'll be ready